buckle up for the wildest neighborhood showdown you'll ever hear. A tale of a hedge, a rogue Cadillac Escalade, and an HOA tyrant named Linda who met her match in my front yard. Picture this: a pristine 50-foot row of boxwood, my pride and joy, standing like a green fortress between my humble farmhouse and the vinyl-fenced chaos of Maplewood Estates. To my left, open fields, clucking chickens, and honest quiet. To my right, white picket fences, passive-aggressive newsletters, and Linda, pastel pantsuits, wedge heels, and a clipboard she wielded like a battle axe. This is the story of how I turned her arrogance into a viral spectacle, complete with a tire-shredding bounce that'd make a low-rider jealous. It all started 3 years ago when Linda stormed into the neighborhood, snatching the HOA presidency like a hawk snaring a mouse. She didn't walk, she inspected. Grass too tall? Gnome facing the wrong way? She'd slap you with a citation faster than you could blink. But her favorite target? My hedge. See, Linda had a shortcut habit. Instead of using the gravel driveway like a normal person, she'd barrel her shiny Escalade over my lawn, flattening my hedge and churning tire tracks into my dirt. Daily. I thought it was a mistake at first. By the third time, I knew it was pure laziness. One sunrise, while feeding my chickens, I caught her in the act. Her SUV roared around the bend, crushed the hedge like a speed bump, and tore through my grass with the swagger of someone untouchable. I waved, shouting. She slowed, lowered her window with a smirk and sneered, "Your hedge is on HOA land. I'm taking the easement." Easement. Bulletin. My hedge sat 3 inches inside my property line, confirmed by a city surveyor. I told her so. She rolled her eyes, muttered about fixing it at the next meeting, and peeled out, flinging dirt on my boots. I tried playing nice, letters, emails, a certified note. Her response? A pink citation on my mailbox for unauthorized landscaping near communal routes. I laughed till I coughed, but the humor faded when her tire tracks returned daily. My hedge became a mangled wreck. I replanted. She crushed it. I put up a private property sign. She ran it over. A birdhouse camera caught her waving at it while reversing over the hedge. When I confronted her calmly, she tilted her head and said, "You should thank me. Your shrubs were messy. I'm cleaning up." That night, nursing a beer under the stars, I'd had enough. No more complaints, no sheriff, yet. I'd fix this with steel, smarts, and a touch of rural grit. Inspiration struck while chatting with my neighbor Walt, who was battling gophers with a buried mesh grid. Why not bury something under my hedge? Not to harm, but to teach. Retractable steel spikes, triggered by pressure sensors from an old scale, sharp enough to pop tires, but short enough to avoid mayhem. Scrap from a failed gate project became my secret weapon. Installation took 3 nights, flashlight in my mouth, my German Shepherd Rusty on watch. I hid the spikes under fresh soil, replanted the hedge, added a porch override button, and waited. Days passed. Linda drove by but didn't cross. Was she wary of the new hedge? Plotting? My finger hovered over the button. Then, at the HOA's spring gala, smug sandwiches and folding chairs, I knew she'd make her late, dramatic entrance. From my porch, I watched her Escalade round the corner, hit the hedge full speed, tires roaring. A metallic screech, rubber tore. The SUV jolted, bounced, like a lowrider in a rap video, and stopped in a dust cloud. One tire blown with a pop that echoed like victory. Linda stumbled out, staring at her shredded wheel, face crimson. I raised my beer in a silent toast. She never touched my hedge again. But Linda wasn't done. Her stranded Escalade, a beached whale in my yard, almost erased weeks of hedge abuse. Almost. Living next to an HOA tyrant teaches you the game never ends. Her shock that day morphed into fury. She'd retaliate. I tested the spikes again, running my truck over the zone. They popped up, retracted, perfect. Sensitive to her Escalade, not deer or raccoons, but her silence unnerved me. No clipboard visits, no group chat rants. The HOA page went quiet. 3 days later, a pink envelope arrived. Citation: Unauthorized mechanical landscaping feature, Article 6.3.3, Hostile modifications. She twisted my legal defense into an attack, ignoring her trespassing. I taped it to my chicken coop beside others. The hens ignored it. I grinned. Then, checking trail cams, I spotted a man in dark clothes, clipboard, camera, prodding my hedge at night, muttering into a headset before vanishing behind Linda's fence. Budget PI, likely, or worse. She was building a case. Lawsuit, HOA showdown. I called my cousin Tommy, a civil engineer, to remeasure everything: hedge, line, permits. We filmed a walkthrough, me explaining the spike's precision. Professional, airtight. Linda hit harder. Citations for excessive rooster crowing, I own none, menacing structure, my old scarecrow, and public mockery after a viral video of her tyre blowout, captioned "Local Queen's Crown Dented," hit 70,000 views. An HOA newsletter screamed "Community safety concerns," with a cartoon of my hedge sprouting devil horns. Pure vengeance. I rallied allies. The Millers fined for fairy lights. The Lopezes tagged for wind chimes. Mr. Grayson cited for a 2-yellow shed. We met under my oak tree, sharing drinks, stories, citations. The Hedge Alliance was born, laughing, but resolute. It wasn't just my hedge, it was a stand. We threw a barbecue, open invite, burgers, a happy hedge day cake, a quiet revolt. Linda watched, seething, phone to ear, but couldn't stop us. 3 board members joined, badgeless, for seconds. I toasted to hedges, boundaries, and enough being enough. Cheers roared, except from Linda, who slammed her shutters, one falling off. Post-barbecue, peace bloomed. Smiles, kids playing. Then a certified letter arrived from Miller and Sandist. A cease and desist, claiming my weaponized landscaping endangered safety, threatening action unless I removed it. I read it twice, aloud to Rusty. He yawned. Serious, but I had deeds, footage, Tommy's docs. It was a bluff. I added a camera angle, Linda versus reality. Her PI returned, filming in daylight, poking soil, lying in poison ivy. I filmed back. "Explain this," he yelled, belly down in ivy. "After you explain measuring in my yard," I said. Next day, he scratched miserably outside Linda's, her passing calamine through the door. Neighborhood giggles followed. Then someone flattened my hedge with shovels, exposing a decoy spike. Dull, unconnected. Greg, an HOA board member, arrived, nervous. "Linda says it's a weapon. She sent Eddie, the treasurer, to dig it up." I smirked. The board split. Linda was losing grip. A final notice demanded hedge removal. $500 daily fines in 72 hours, with a staged photo of Linda feigning shock. I drove to City Hall with my ace, a deed for a 10-foot strip I'd bought years ago, covering her easement. At the HOA office, I laid it out. Silence. Linda stormed in, smug turning to shrill. "Fake," she hissed. "Planned ahead," I said. Greg moved to suspend fines. 5-2 vote. Linda fled, rattling a plant. Days later, machinery rumbled. A bulldozer, Linda with a megaphone, aimed at my hedge. I sprinted, planting myself in front. "Trespassing," I warned. Neighbors watched. The driver backed off, muttering about liability. I showed the deed. Linda gaped, speechless, then retreated. The video went viral. HOA Pres versus Hedge. Epic fail. 2 board members quit. Fines lifted. Weeks later, a "for sale" sign hit Linda's lawn. She'd left, shamed, for her sisters. A suit from the National HOA League eyed Maplewood for restructuring. "Allergic to clipboards here," I told Greg. He laughed, missing the hint. I upgraded the spikes. Peace is fleeting. Steel endures. This hedge stands for more than greenery. It's a middle finger to petty tyrants. If you've got an HOA horror story, drop it in the comments. And if you're ever near my farmhouse, swing by for a happy Hedge Day burger. Just don't drive over my hedge. Burger.